All right, Monster Hunter Wilds director's letter. This is a big one. This is an important one simply because a lot of people in the Monster Hunter Wilds community have had different thoughts about the game in terms of the game's difficulty and content. We obviously have the Title 1 update coming up literally later this week, which is really exciting because they did show a lot of cool and exciting stuff. But one concern I've always had with the game is, and I'm sure a lot of people agree, and if you're watching, I'm sure you'll probably agree, this is one of the easier Monster Hunter games to play, at least off the, just starting off the game. Sure, you have monsters like Gore Magala and Arkvale, especially when they're tempered. But, we're still waiting for even greater challenge. At least for me, I am. It's always fun and fulfilling when you're fighting monsters that are just really difficult. So I really just want to jump into this because I think there's going to be some really important stuff. So a message from director Tokoda-san. The hunt is on. Hello, hunters. This is Yuya Tokoda. Or Takuda. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing anyone's name. I do apologize. The director of Monster Hunter Wilds. Also, he was the director of Monster Hunter World as well. Thank you so much for playing Monster Hunter Wilds. As announced today, Monster Hunter Wilds has announced sold more than 10 million copies globally. I gotta give a clap for that. That's pretty incredible that this game has been out for just a month and it's already sold 10 million copies. Now, 2 million copies after that initial weekend. The initial weekend, they sold 8 million. So it looks like a lot of people were really excited at the start and then it kind of dropped down. But the fact that they already sold 10 million and where the game is going, it's really exciting. It's not surprising, but let's keep going into it. So we're very happy that so many people around the world are playing the game to commemorate the 10 million milestone. We are planning to release a free item pack for the community, so please look forward to that. We would also like to thank you for many comments, thoughts, and feedback since received that have been received since the game has released. The development team has been reading your feedback and encouraged by it. And yeah, that's one thing about the Monster Hunter team is that they do listen to what people have to say. I know when people have had some subtle, I'll just say complaints and criticisms from the beta, they made some changes then. From the feedback from the beta till the game's release, they also made some changes to weapons and to how the game played and everything like that. It wasn't like dramatic changes, and I know even for some people they were like, well, I didn't really notice like the hit stop that much, maybe a little bit, but the point is that they did listen, and although they weren't able to make like the biggest adjustments to things, they did try, which I do appreciate when game development companies do that. In this message, I'd like to take a moment to run through some of our upcoming plans based on your feedback, including a few areas that have already been in the works. So future plan updates, so we've already saw this. If you would like to see my reaction to the Title 1 update, it is on the channel right now, so definitely go check that out maybe after this video. Big Capcom collaboration coming up. Really curious what this is going to be. Arch-Temper Ray Dow, something we're looking forward to. Obviously, Mitsune and Zoshia are finally going to be available to hunt, so that's exciting. In addition to adding new content such as an additional monster, Mitsune, and the new multiplayer gathering location, the Grand Hub, we also plan to make various tweaks to the game. That is good. I'm really curious what they're going to talk about. We will also continue to release future updates with an update at the end of May, a second free title update around summer, and more free title updates. So this is actually really interesting with an update at the end of May. I'm really curious, what are you guys going to be doing here? Because obviously this is the big Capcom collaborations, but then there's the other additional features. So let's see. All right, challenging monsters. I love that they're already like going for it. They're already going to be talking about it. So in addition to Tempered Arkvale, future updates will see more tempered monsters added to the game. So in the first title update, Mitsune will be unlocked at Hunter rank 21 or higher, and at Hunter rank 41 or higher, Tempered Mitsune will also be available for the hunt and the environmental overview. Additionally, starting with the release of Title 1, the free Title 1 update, you'll also be able to repeatedly hunt high rank version of Zoshia, who you could previously only challenge once in the story up until now. And for an even greater challenge, Arch-Tempered monsters will make an appearance. These are even stronger versions of tempered monsters. Arch-Temper Ray Dow will be the first, featuring a limited time event quest from Wednesday, April 30th, and free challenge quests from Wednesday, May 7th. Make sure you're hunter rank 50 or above. I wish they were doing this a little bit sooner, to be honest with you. I wish this was actually coming with the update, but you know, I guess I get that they're trying to stretch out the month a little bit. So end of May update. Here's what I'm really curious about, because I'm already seeing some stuff. In addition, the update at the end of May will add the Tempered Monsters, Gormagala, and Apex Predators from each locale: Raidao, Utduna, New Udra, and Jindahad. Each of these monsters will have various behind-the-scenes adjustments to make them more resilient, nice, such as increased health, good, resistance to wounding, beautiful, and tweaks to multiplayer scaling. Challenging monsters will also appear in future updates, so keep an eye out for further information. This is big, especially if you're someone who's a fan of the game being like challenging or difficult. This is something I was talking a lot about with a few of my Monster Hunter buddies and friends, is that, yeah, this game feels really easy, and the wounding system almost feels like if you wound a monster, like it's pretty much guaranteed that they're going to get knocked down or whatever the case may be, especially when you're fighting Arch-Tempered, or not Arch-Tempered, but just Tempered monsters, and they get the blue wounds. That's like an automatic, like they're gonna get knocked down for like a bunch of free damage. And you know, I was saying even in my review that sometimes it becomes a little bit too much, so I was kind of hoping that eventually they will make the monsters more resistant to wounding, so that it takes us a little bit longer to get there, or maybe we have to aim for specific areas to get the wounds. But this is really exciting, and I'm glad that this is a change that is coming. I do agree that monsters need more health, because we're killing them too quickly, especially the frenzy monsters. I hope that they address that here too. And tweaks to multiplayer scaling, which in my opinion, yeah. So to me, it's like, yeah, they're gonna make the monsters more resilient. The hunts are gonna last a little bit longer, which I'm very happy about. Balance adjustments. In response to some of the feedback after launch, we are planning to make various adjustments to the game, including weapon balance changes. These will be implemented gradually with each upcoming title update in order to make the game more enjoyable for everyone for a longer period of time. So depending on the content, these changes will take some time to prepare. So for example, we are currently carefully considering upward adjustments for the hammer and looking at other overall balance adjustments with a goal to implement them either in end of May or the second title update in summer. So obviously the Corrupted Mantle is probably something that they're going to talk about, because that thing is broken. And there are some weapons, I'm sure, that also are doing a crazy amount of damage that I'm sure they didn't intend. But anyway, some unintentionally overpowered things will be adjusted downwards. But we will also be adjusting other parts upward, making them generally balanced for a generally balanced update. The Corrupted Mantle was overtuned at launch, causing it to build up more damage than expected, thus narrowing the range of options for choosing other mantles. For the first title update, the effect of the Corrupted Mantle will be adjusted downwards, while the other mantles will be adjusted upwards, balancing the lineup of mantles to suit everyone's style of play. Yeah, because no one is using the other mantles, for the record. Maybe some are. I know I'm not. I only use the Corrupted Mantle. And I still feel like there's no reason we should be using the Ghillie Mantle, because, or give us the ability to use a different mantle, not just the one mantle and the Ghillie Mantle. We should have that option. And I don't always use the Ghillie Mantle, because when we start the hunt, you can sneak up behind a monster and do a lot of crazy damage. And yeah, you take out your Corrupted Mantle and you pretty much destroy the monster pretty quickly. And so yeah, I hope that they consider that too, that like, we don't want this mantle. Can we get this? Can we just get 2 mantles? Can we just use them, please? Quality of life improvements. We will continue to make quality of life improvements to the game in all areas, not just the ones listed below, for points that players are finding inconvenient. Like the other changes, these will be implemented gradually. Gotcha. First of all, in the first title update, we made various functions available in the Grand Hub, and have also made several adjustments, such as reducing the waiting time when accessing facility functions at each locale. In addition, although some of these improvements are included in the above adjustments, we will make it easier to access the information you need through UI and UX improvements in future updates. Thank you, Capcom. Thank you, Monster Hunter, because the UI is confusing AF, and I'm glad that they are looking at that, because that was a a wide scale opinion, is that the UI sometimes is really difficult to get around, even for like well-seasoned veterans of Monster Hunter in general. It's even for me, it was confusing. The team will also continue to make adjustments and improvements to further enhance the overall feel of the game to curate an even smoother gameplay experience, including, but not limited to, the ease of restocking items, checking skill information, participating in multiplayer quests using the Sacred, and camera behavior during hunts. Yeah, this the camera in this game is frustrating to say the least. It would have been nice if they had their own like custom in-game FOV. I sadly have to use. Fortunately, there is a mod to enhance the FOV of the game, but it's not official. So now here's a big one, and I'm really curious what they're gonna say in terms of game stability and other additions, because this game there's so much in this game that unfortunately the game just does not run as well as it should be. I think that turned off a lot of people, especially PC players. But I want to hear what they have to say here. The team is continuing to identify stability issues and make improvements where possible, especially on the Steam version. This will be an ongoing process where we'll aim to make continual steps forward in this area to respond to critical issues. Improvements coming soon, very soon, include a reduction in VRAM usage and an upgrade to the direct storage version of the Steam version and the free Title 1 update. These should result in an overall improvement in stability for our PC players. I hope that it is. I hope that, you know, there isn't this consistent loading that happens when, you know, when you go into new areas and characters, if not certain textures, look like PS1 textures, or frame rate issues and things like that. Thank you for your patience as we continue to address reported issues and improve the overall technical experience for players on all platforms. Okay, good. I mean, again, I'm glad that they're talking about it and that this is like something they're like, hey, this is something we're planning to do, you know, upcoming. So hopefully we can see the effects of this, and hopefully the game runs a little bit better. Game cycle balance adjustments. In addition, we also plan to take a wider look at the overall gameplay flow, which encompasses a range of things such as the in-game economy, balance, and other areas. We're also planning on addressing elements that require more time for preparation, starting with overall game balance, including downward adjustments. We will update when we have further information regarding elements that are planned to be addressed in future updates. More information on additional features. Some of the additional features we've seen requested from the community are scheduled to be implemented in future updates. As we just announced in the Monster Hunter Wilds showcase, we plan to implement a list where you can see a preview of each endemic life you've captured. In addition, layered weapons will be coming in a future update. As more information on layered weapons become available, we'll be sure to share it with you. So yes, this has also been a big request. And again, I'm glad they're talking about it. Is it going to take some time for it to show up? Absolutely. But I do appreciate that. Because here's the thing. This was going to happen inevitably. Like, this was just going to happen. So I'm not surprised. But I do appreciate that it's in here. Yeah, so, I mean, look, at the end of the day, this is fantastic. And I think if you're a Monster Hunter fan and you're someone who very much has been enjoying this game, but feels like there's still some things that can be improved on, it looks like they're doing it, right? From the monster adjustments and making them more challenging to fight and things like that. You know, stability, the overall stability of the game, I think, was a big and important one. Obviously, there's all of this new content that they're going to be bringing to the game and things like that. So they're listening. I think that's the most important thing. They are listening, and you'd be surprised how rare that is in today's gaming market, of like the developers actually listening to their consumers. And to me, that builds trust. In my opinion, that's where the 10 million people came from, is because Monster Hunter and the Monster Hunter team, they continue to fulfill, if not say, hey, you know what, we see that maybe there was something that we missed on, we're gonna add that. And then they do add it. And listen, as much as critical as I have been of Monster Hunter Wilds, I cannot deny that this game is still really fun to play. I just want more content. I think a lot of people just want more. I think because we've been playing these games for so long, some people started playing World once Iceborne was completed. Fatalis released, and then people came into the game and they had so much to do. They had so many monsters that they can hunt, and so, you know, they spend so much time with that game. And then now you have this game, and you know, it's starting to feel kind of like Monster Hunter Rise in terms of like, man, we're just waiting for stuff. We're waiting for stuff. We like this game, but you know, I'm doing the same things. I'm kind of doing the same stuff. For some people, you can find more enjoyment in doing more things, and some people are just like, hey, I already beat the game. I'm ready to move on. So yeah, so I'm glad that they're listening. Yeah, I'm just really excited for the Title 1 update. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. Anyways, y'all, I know that was a lot. If you got through most of the video, I do appreciate it. Let me know in the comments below, what did you think about this note to the fans and all the upcoming adjustments that they're gonna be doing to the game. And yeah, if you liked the video, don't forget to like the video. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. And as always, my name is Chris Sages, and I'll see y'all next time.